OT day, OT day, OT day. Baby, you're the one, that's with me, no mistake. Will you back it up with that thing and replay?
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is me, Laura Love. If you're new, welcome. If you're a regular here, hey, nice to see you. So as you guys saw from the description, today is a very exciting day for me. It is my 1-year wedding anniversary. Yeah, so I just wanted to talk a little bit about it. I had asked on Instagram, and if you're not following me on Instagram, go follow me on Instagram. But I asked for like questions that people wanted to know. I'm just gonna talk about it. So I have my questions and I'm gonna be answering those. It's gonna be a wedding Q&A, a 1-year anniversary Q&A. I'm very excited. By the time you guys are watching this, I'm not gonna be in my home anymore. I'm be on the road, going somewhere with my boo baby, enjoying each other's company, okay? Yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get right into it. So, yeah, we got married last year, July 20th, 2019. Thank God we did it last year. I'm so sorry for all the people who had like weddings and stuff planned for this year that had to cancel it. I would have been devastated. Y'all are better than me. But yeah, you guys are gonna have your special day next year, so don't worry about it. It'll be even better. Make it even bigger. Make it even bigger. Okay, so the first question is, how did we meet? So funny story on how we met. When my parents and everybody else asks, like, you know, the older people ask, we'd be like, oh, we met at a restaurant. I'm sorry if y'all are watching this. It's a lie. We didn't meet at a restaurant. Okay, so we met at this spot in the city called Sky Room. It's like a rooftop lounge. And it's so funny because the day that we met, I was there with my best friend, and we had went like at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We got there, and when we got there, I realized I left my ID at home. Normally, that would be the end of my day. I'll be like, all right, whatever, because I lived in Brooklyn, like, I'm just gonna go back home. But she was like, no, let's just go back and get it and come back. Don't worry about it. So I'm like, okay. So we left, and by the time we got back, it was like 6 o'clock. So a whole new crowd. So that's just one thing. The timing, perfect. So got back, we were there. We were celebrating. I think she had just gotten a new job, and I had just graduated from college. So we were just really happy and just excited to be just alive. So we were there, and we were standing around, and she made a mistake and bumped into my now husband and like spilled her drink on him. So he's like, oh, no, it's fine. She's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. He said, no, it's fine, so fine. I'm not really paying them any mind. I'm just like, you know, fraternizing. So we're like, oh, it's so fine. Don't worry about it, whatever. So then later on, as the day progressed, we seen him again, and she was apologizing again, like, again, I'm really sorry, whatever. He's like, oh, no, it's fine. So I was standing there, and I had on like an Ankara print shirt. So he's like, oh, hey, where are you from? So I'm like, oh, I'm Nigerian. He's like, oh, cool, me too, whatever. So I'm like, yeah, you know, I don't really know that many Nigerians, crazy enough. Hey. So then he asked me my name. So I'm like, oh, my name is Amalada. So he's just laughing. So I'm starting to get mad, like, yo, what's funny? Like, why are you laughing at my name? I already grew up being Nigerian in America. People used to make fun of my name all the time. Like, we supposed to be on the same page. How you laughing at my name right now? So he's laughing. So I'm like, yo, what's so funny? He's like, that's my mom's name. So I'm like, ha ha ha, that's so funny, you know. Amaladas, I feel like, are not that common. It's not a super, super common name in the Nigerian culture. So I'm just laughing like, okay, cool. So I'm like, oh, what's your name? So he's like, Dami. So I bust out laughing. He's like, okay, what's so funny now? So I'm like, yo, that's my brother's name. Like, so my name is his mom's name. His name is my brother's name. So we just found that so funny. Like, so then we're talking some more. And then we realized that, like, his dad and my dad had similar names too, just one letter different. It was just really funny. So, you know, we started talking, whatever. So the night was ending. We were about to leave. And he caught me as I was leaving. He's like, hey, listen, I throw events in my organization. Like, let's exchange numbers, whatever. Like, we could just be friends, whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we exchanged numbers, and that's how we met. If he tells you the story, he's going to say that I was swerving him for a full year before we went on our first date. Sort of true, not really true, but yeah, that's how we met. Okay, who said I love you first? Also a funny story. He did. Come on. He said he loved me first, and that was funny because we had went on a double date, actually, with his best friend and his now wife. And yeah, we were sitting in the car, and he he dropped me back in front of my house. So we're sitting in the car. So he gave me a kiss. Good night. So, you know, we kissed. He pulls back from the kiss and just yells out, I love you. So I busted out laughing. For me, one, I've never really been in love before. I'm like, whoa, calm down, calm down. So I bust out laughing. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I love you. So I'm laughing. So he's looking at me like, what's wrong with this girl? And then I just said, thank you. Guys, I came a long way. I did not know how to deal with my emotions before. I didn't know how to express them, whatever. So I just said thank you, and I just was laughing. And he's like, okay. And I got out the car, and I went upstairs. And I was just like, in my bed, like, Lada, you messed that up. Thank you was not what he was looking for. And thank you is just not the thing you say after someone tells you that they love you. So yeah, we spoke. I said, I love you back. We're married now. It doesn't matter. Okay. Do you regret having a large wedding? Do I regret having a large wedding? I'm going to say yes and no. I'm going to try to put in, like, pictures of my wedding day or whatever. But I'll say yes and no because, you know, as Nigerians do, we have technically, like, two weddings. You have your engagement ceremony and your actual wedding ceremony. We did Friday evening and then Saturday. I had an amazing time. I wouldn't change anything about it. The chaos of wedding day and the beauty of wedding day was all awesome. But at the same time, you know, now looking at it as it passed, sometimes you think like, dang, some of that money could have went to this, to that, and the third. But I wouldn't take anything back about it. We made a compromise with that. I'm a lot more low key than he is. So I wanted a smaller wedding. He wanted a huge wedding. So we met somewhere in the middle. Our engagement had about 700 people there. I'm gonna say 8 because it was way more than capacity. I tell you that much. Had about 800 people there, and our wedding was smaller. It was about 250, 300. Okay. Does marriage feel much different than dating? That is a good question. I would say yes. I would say yes because I feel like when you're dating someone, the feelings are a little different. Like I know like when Dami and I first started dating, I used to lie and be like, oh, I'm so into football. I love football, sports. It was a lie. It was a lie. It was a front. I want to call it a lie. It was a front trying to secure the man. But there was also like a real beauty and innocence in dating. I feel like the excitement of getting all like, oh, I'm gonna go see Dami today. Like, it was different. I think with marriage, it's beautiful because on one hand, this is me. This is it. This is me. That's you. We chose each other. We know each other. We're getting to know each other even more now. But also, you know, There's still butterflies, but it's different type of butterflies. Like now, I get excited coming home and seeing you wash the dishes. It's like, you wash the dishes? Like that's exciting for me, as opposed to like dating. You know, it's just different. It's different, but it's still amazing, just on a different level. On a more like, wow, you really have my back. You're really my partner type level. So, yeah. What do I like most about the marriage? So that just kind of ties into what I just said. I love having a partner. I love having my own personal person, if that makes sense. Like I like knowing that that's my person, I'm his person, and we're people. We're each other. We're here. That's awesome. I love the security in it. I like knowing that I have someone who's not leaving me and I'm not leaving them, and we can get through whatever together, anything at all. I know we can get through it together, and that's absolutely amazing. I think that's the best part, just having someone who you know is like, that's your homie, that's your ace boom cool, like that's that and that's it. That's that and that's it, and that's lovely. What do I like the least about marriage? Simple as that, it is compromise. It is compromise, and crazy enough, compromise is good for both sides. You know, sometimes everyone has to compromise for everything. You know, but for me, it was hard. I am the baby of the house. I'm just kind of used to like doing my own thing, getting things my own way. Like if I want to do something, I don't understand why I can't do it, or I can't have things my way, or I won't understand why people don't see the things the way I see it. So in marriage, I really had to learn that it's not always going to be a lot of ones. Sometimes you're just going to have to meet in the middle. Sometimes you're just going to have to agree to disagree. And sometimes you're just going to have to take the L. And that is the hardest part. That L, receiving it and holding it and not wanting to use the same fist to, I'm joking, never hit your partner. Anyway, but yeah, for me, that's the hardest part of marriage. This is a spicy question. This one is about sex. It's about sex. Okay, so this one is, how is the sex life, and do you worry about it becoming dry? Sex. Okay, so first I wasn't going to answer this, but then I'm like, I'm married, and married people have sex. So yeah, I'm going to answer that. So what I love about just marriage and everything is that you literally are free to be yourself. Okay, like there might be some things that you may feel uncomfortable telling somebody, like, you know, like you did something you know you like or you don't know you like, but you're uncomfortable. There just might be some things, some weird things. We all have weird kinks, and some of those kinks you don't want to express to other people because you feel like they're gonna judge you, whatever. Ain't none of that in marriage. Listen, if I say I like you holding my big toe real tight before I go to sleep, you're gonna hold my big toe real tight? Like, so what? Like, this is me. You accepted me, so now you gotta accept my big toe. Like, whatever makes you, whatever makes you tick, you're able to express that with that person, and it's likewise. And I feel like that just makes it absolutely amazing. Never worried about it becoming dry, because one thing I've learned with marriage is, especially when it comes to sex or anything like that, there are like moments of go, and there's moments of just we chilling. Like there will be moments where you feel like you just can't take your hands off this person, like all day, every day, da da da. Then there's gonna be moments where all you want to do is watch Netflix, laugh, and go to sleep for days, and that's okay too. So I feel like those days help you really appreciate those other days. So I feel like it's an amazing balance. So I'm not worried about that. And honestly, we change every day. We change every minute. So what I like now, what he likes now, we're probably not gonna like in 10 years. So I'm excited to find out what we'll be into in 10 years. Okay. All right. Next, do we have a joint bank account? So with this one, I know a lot of people have conversation about this back and forth, like, oh, should you not? I'm gonna first go ahead and give a disclaimer that is between you and your partner. I'm gonna answer honestly though, but that is between you and your partner. If you and your partner want a joint account, get it. If not, don't. What I do may not work for you. What you do may not work for me. Just make sure what you do works for you. But for us, at the moment, we do not have a joint bank account. How we handle things is we split everything, but we have responsibilities. So I have my responsibilities that I know, like, every month I'm taking care of this, like whether it's bills, whatever. He has his responsibilities that he knows he's taking care of this. Like, if this pops up, that's you. If this pops up, that's me. So far it's been working for us. I'm a teacher, so I get consistent bi-weekly checks. He's a real estate agent, so he gets a little bit less consistent, big checks. So because of that, we just had to kind of find ways to make things work. So whether that is me taking care of recurring bills, because I have that recurring every 2 weeks, like I can function that in, and him taking care of big household expenses like redoing the boiler. That's on you, because you get those big, you know what I mean? So that's how we do it. What we have been discussing though is creating a joint account to like put money towards like something that we both want to do. So whether that's trip fund or I don't know, something like that. And even with us having separate accounts, we don't lie about what we get. He knows what I make. I know what he makes. We know when them checks come in. We're still saving. We even we have I'm not gonna say that, but we're still saving. We're still saving. But now we're just thinking about having an account for like joint things. So trips, because all I think about is trips, honestly, trips. Okay. How did we go about deciding to get a new home? I feel like that is a whole other video in itself. The process of purchasing our first home was crazy. It was beautiful, but it was crazy. What I will say is even a home was compromised. I think I kind of grew up in a Brooklyn apartment, so I was more of like, I don't want a house, I want an apartment. I don't want to have to worry about mowing the lawn and things. And he kind of grew up more in houses, so he's like, I'm not paying somebody else money to put in their pockets when we can make this work for us. So that was even a compromise, and the process of looking for it might be a little bit different for us because he's also a real estate agent, so he had like privy to certain things that maybe other people didn't. But what I will say is definitely get an agent, get off of Zillow, get off of Craigslist, go find you an agent. It'll make your life a lot easier. Even though he's an agent, we still ended up working with another agent. So it's not the easiest process, but it's the most rewarding process. It's a beautiful process. You get to go see things, you get to visualize it. One thing I love, we went to see a lot of different houses. So when we got our house, we kind of had like ideas from this house and that house, what we wanted to do. Maybe one day I'll do a tour, but we rent different things. So we're not really, this house thing is a whole nother thing. When it comes down to mortgage, all that stuff, that's a whole nother thing. But we knew this place that you guys have seen did not look anything like this. It was a mess. It was gutted out and rebuilt to our liking. So it was a beautiful thing. If you guys want to know more about our house hunt, contractors, building, renting, landlording, let me know. I got so much to say about that. Okay, so the video is coming to an end. So my last question was, any advice for newlyweds or engaged couples? Number one thing that I will advise to anyone is to get some pre-wedding counseling. I feel like sometimes in the Black community, we don't really like counseling. How you gonna tell me about me? Get some counseling. I was like that. I was kind of like, why am I getting counseling? And we did it. He has a church and I had a church, so we did it through both churches. We didn't do we did a few through both churches, if that makes sense. And what I got the most out of everything was understanding that you are marrying someone, even though you've chosen them, there are things about them that you may not know that has to do with how I grew up and how he grew up that might cause conflict. Understanding why we argue the way that we argue, understanding different people have different ways of dealing with things, different communication styles, all of that. Sounds easy, but me going through counseling, and we had two different types. We had one type with the pastor speaking to us, and then we had a different type of counseling where we met with married couples who kind of answered our questions and gave honest experience stories, and I feel like it's helped quite a bit especially when it came to understanding how we deal with conflict. Because we deal with conflict two complete different ways. I'm the type, like, if I'm angry, you're going to hear I'm angry. We're going to talk about it. And in 20 minutes, we're going to be back kissing and hugging and everything. He's the type, like, he's angry. He needs a moment to sit and think, and he needs a moment. And as y'all can imagine, that didn't work too well at first. Like, nah, I'm angry. We talking about it now. Meanwhile, he's like, nah, wait. You know what I mean? So just, and again, with that came compromise too. So that is one of the main things I would say. Please look for some pre-wedding counseling. Don't go to anyone useless. If you are religious, I would definitely recommend going through your church. If not, find somebody that you trust. Read some reviews before you go. Communication is number 2. Always communicate. Everything, I tell Diamond this all the time. All our problems will be solved if we open our mouth and just said it. Just communicated it. And not just talking to hear yourself talk. Talk to get an understanding. Say things intentionally so that when you say something, you're going to get something back that's going to make you at ease. You know what I mean? Speak to understand, if that makes sense. Don't just want to hear yourself talk. Listen to what the other person is saying. Try to actually understand their point of view. Even if it's not yours, they feel a way for a reason. Everyone feels a way for a reason. Everyone is entitled to their feelings. This is why I tell my K-2 class, every feeling you are entitled to. If you're angry, it's okay that you're angry. Even if I don't understand why you're angry, that doesn't make your anger non-existent, and that doesn't mean that you don't have the right to be angry. Every feeling we have the right to feel, but how we go about handling how we feel, how we react to other people's feelings, that's on us. And it is our job to make sure that we are always accounting for the other person, but also, have our own understanding of our feelings, but theirs as well. And once you do that, it won't solve all your problems, but it'll help. It'll help quite a bit. That's what we've learned. It'll help quite a bit. My third point is honesty. Always be honest. Always be honest. Give your partner the benefit of the doubt. Never take their opportunity to react to something away from them, if that makes sense. Understand that even if it's something you're nervous to tell your partner or whatever, it's not fair to just assume that they're going to react a certain way and decide just because you're going to react this way, I'm not going to tell you. It's wrong. It's absolutely wrong. Be honest about how you're feeling about things that they're doing in a respectful way, in a non-nagging way, but always be honest. That'll take you far. Honesty will take you far. And lastly, sometimes you are wrong. Another thing that was hard for me to grasp. Not every single time I'm right. Sometimes it's me. Sometimes I'm the problem. And understanding that will help y'all. Listen, it's helped me a lot. Just not always trying to blame somebody else and thinking like, wait, Balada, did you have to get upset and throw his cereal in the garbage? Was that correct? What? That'll take you far. That'll take you far. Just communicate, be honest, get some counseling, and always think, what could I have done differently? Because even if you are right, if you have that mindset, you'll only get better. Even if it's like, I went about this the right way, but you know what? What could I have said that maybe got translated wrong? And how could I have said it different so that next time this goes a lot smoother? And they'll appreciate you for it. And they'll start doing the same thing. Remember, also, I just came up with one. Your good habits will transfer. Also remember that. So endure. Like if there's something that you want your spouse to do and you feel like they're really not doing, whether that's cooking, cleaning, anything, whatever, washing the car, taking the trash out, sometimes just continue doing it. You make your comments every once in a while, yeah, but actions speak louder than words. And guess what? Your good habits will rub off on your partner, just like their bad habits. Like it's a transfer. Be aware of that, but actions will always speak louder than words. And that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A. If you have any questions, you want to share anything, please let it let me know down below. Again, this is my 1 year anniversary. I am grateful to God that we've made it this far. I'm looking forward to the infinitieth, 80th anniversary. How would that I be then? I'll be old, but listen, we still gonna be kicking it, okay? I look forward to that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.